if you are watching this, you are currently serving or are interested in serving as a musician during our open prayer and worship. So over the next few minutes, we are going to talk through what your role as a musician is. Let's dive right in. First, if you have mainly served during our weekend celebrations or even at Vineyard Young Adults or Vineyard students, the open prayer and worship environment will feel very different. The worship leader will bring one at the most 2 songs to the gathering that will help you as a team and as a room enter in with thanksgiving. These songs will be posted on Planning Center at least 2 days before your set. They may be songs that you've heard before, they may be songs that you haven't heard before and are unfamiliar with. So I'd encourage you to check Planning Center and practice beforehand, especially because unlike our weekends, we do not have a rehearsal for open prayer and worship. We only have a quick 15-minute sound check prior to the event. So, as a musician, again, it's vital that you check the song, practice the song before coming. I'd also encourage you to practice playing in the key that those songs are in. Your worship leader should not deviate from the key that they start the set in. So practice the key of those songs, get familiar, play through a few chord progressions. That will definitely be helpful to you as you flow during the set. During prayer and worship, your role includes unifying in thanksgiving, worship, and intercession through your instrument. You will start playing as soon as the prayer leader opens with prayer, and most likely you will play during the entire 90 minutes, especially if you are the lead instrument. Now, by lead instrument, I'm simply referring to the instrument, most likely keys or acoustic guitar, that will play the entire set and take the lead on following the worship leader by altering tempo, dynamics, even chord progressions based on what the worship leader is singing. While the lead instrument is going to be the first person to follow and unify with the worship leader and even the prayer leader, this is every musician's responsibility as well. So I would encourage all of you to pay attention to what the worship leader is singing, how loud they are singing, what the energy level in the room is. Be intentional to partner with them through your instrument. You can partner well by adjusting dynamics throughout the set. We can build up, we can drop down, we can play a lead line that partners really well with the song that's being sung, or even the prayer that's being prayed. One potentially helpful tip for you is feel free to bring your phone or your laptop or iPad on stage with you. Sometimes the worship leader will lead us into a song that they did not bring, and it might be a different chord progression, so it can be helpful to search for that song, for the chord chart on one of your devices. Again, this isn't a requirement, it's totally optional, but if you think it'd be helpful to you, you are free to do that. Last thing I want to encourage you in as a musician is to play prophetically. Now, if playing prophetically is a foreign phrase to you, I want to encourage you to read through a few scriptures. The first, write it down, the first is 1 Samuel 16, verses 14 through 23. And the second is 2 Kings chapter 3, verses 14 through 15. These passages are just examples of how musicians prophesied through their instrument and partnered with God through their playing. Music, partnered with the Holy Spirit, has the ability to be a vessel for God's power. To make this really practical, if you are in the middle of worship as a team and maybe God is highlighting, for example, that He is the Prince of Peace, so your worship leader is singing out songs about peace, your prayer leader is praying scriptures that describe the God of peace, add your voice as a musician by asking God the question, God, what does your peace sound like? If I were to play your piece, God's piece, what would that sound like? And then play God's peace. I'm guessing that God's peace sounds different than His joy. It probably sounds different than his dying, his death on the cross. Like, tap into the Holy Spirit inside of you and play out prophetically. That will take your musicianship to the next level. It could be you're playing the same progression, but your heart is involved in it. Maybe the Lord will reveal a really cool keys part or guitar part that you can play. Just have fun with the Holy Spirit and try to play what the Lord is doing in the room. That's what I would kind of describe as what playing prophetically looks like, at least for me. So there you go. That is a brief overview of your role as a musician during open prayer and worship. If you have any questions, please reach out to myself, Zechariah, or even Pastor Steve. We would love to help you. Thanks.